Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. I'm going to read this magazine, Kid by the Side of the Road, by 107. It's got, the first page is the table of contents. Chapter 1, The Kid by the Side of the Road. Chapter 2, All Patriots Must Listen. Chapter 3, Q Sentinels Team versus Osiris 17 teams. Chapter 4, Silvery Threads and Purim Dreams. Okay, so chapter 1, we're going to read the first page. Okay, chapter 1, The Kid by the Side of the Road. As a country, one thing people forget in this modern era is that we've been in a national crisis numerous times, far more than people care to recall. We do remember 9/11, and some of us were around during President Kennedy's assassination. Then there was Abraham Lincoln's assassination 150 years ago. But there's a common theme that's been going on through all of those crises that I think we need to revisit today, and that is about who is actually behind the scene orchestrating these events that we are continually put into. Is it always unique players in new situations, or is there an underlying theme and a common group of perpetrators with these crimes against America and the world? Is there an organization of people trying to keep us enslaved? Now, if you go back to the origins of our country, there were people who came to this continent and set up colonies, growing the population until it was eventually large enough that local jurisdictions were needed to manage and maintain the organization of streets, taxes, tariffs, property ownerships, etc. Then came the creation of a constitutional government from groups of states aligned and working together. But immediately upon signing the Declaration of Independence, that federal system we established, called the United States of America, essentially needed to declare war against this motherland of England and the ruler, King George. We decided we were no longer going to be ruled from afar by foreign masters. We were not going to be their slaves here, helping to keep them prosperous there. So we declared our independence and had the Revolutionary War that went on for a very long time, much longer than most people realize. Through the course of many battles, people were forced to pick a side. The willingness to go against England and King George was not universal from the outset. On numerous occasions, strategies and tactics were compromised by infiltrators and turncoats on both sides. But over time, people's true nature and alliances were revealed, just as is playing out once again before us today. Even some of those closest to President Washington became traitors against him and our newly formed country for the gains they would earn from their British partners. And even after we won the Revolutionary War, when the Brits had retreated, we then needed to win a second war against England. The War of 1812 was foisted upon us by people trying to get control of America again through our money and banking systems. That was a very extensive battle and bad situation that we had to again fight our way out of. By most accounts, it was a bankers' war to gain control of our banking and monetary systems. They wanted to control our currency, even though the Constitution would only allow for our own government to create our money. As we move forward in time, what happened during Abraham Lincoln's presidency? Early on in his administration, and instigated by monarchy agents out of Europe, a rift was accentuated between the northern and southern U.S. With that, another variation of the same old bankers' wars was created. In order to get money to fight that war, Lincoln needed loans from the European banks that held monarchy money, the bloodline families' money. Those 13 bloodline families were represented in the colonies that had to pursue funds to fight this war against the South. Okay, let me show you the next cool page. I wish it wasn't backwards, but sorry. Anyway, just gonna have to mirror it. Okay, now I'll read these two pages. Okay. But the bankers wanted 24 to 36% interest. So Lincoln declined that extortion and used his presidential powers to issue interest-free money, having no indebtedness to foreign bankers. This currency was based on the good faith and credit of the American people and their government. It was not backed with silver or gold, but worked for all debts, whether public with government entities or private individuals and their businesses. With green printing on the back, that money Lincoln issued became known as greenbacks, which is where we get that same term used today. Just a minute. Daniel? Danny! What? Can you let Shiva back in through the mudroom, please? Thank you, bud. Good job. One of the interesting things about those greenbacks is that they were hated by the foreign banks. In fact, I want to give you part of an article from the London Times that came out after President Lincoln issued that America-owned currency. If that mischievous... What's going on? Somebody's here. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. I better go help.